Alrighty, welcome to my video on how to make the welding flower. Right here I have all the materials set up. I have my two 1/2 inch washers. I have 8 nuts in total, and I believe they are just standard 5/8 nuts, and then I also have a 6-inch lag bolt. So I've already gone ahead and taken 6 of them, laid them out in a hex pattern where one of these will fit exactly down the middle, and I just actually coated them with hockey tape and then trimmed in around the edges just with a sharp knife there. So that's how we start off. Other than the ones laid out here that I have purchased at Canadian Tire for roughly $9 including tax, additional materials, you'll need another nut. This one is, I believe, just off a bicycle tire, and it's about halfway the height of these other 6 that we've already laid out and taped together. You also need a MIG welder. This is just a standard MIG welder. I'm actually just running flux core wire with it. Brush, helmet, additional lights if you need it, as well as a good pair of gloves so you don't get too burnt. So now we are actually going to set it up. The flower is actually in a curved fashion. So I'll take these 6 that are actually welded all together, or sorry, taped all together. We lay them over that nut that's about half the height, and we just shimmy it back and forth, and that's what it'll give. I'll just zoom in there. So you can see how it lays on top and gives us that dome look to it. So I'll just get it all set up, and then the next thing we do is we're just going to actually tack. I'll just use this as a pointer right in between here, but make sure they're all laid out in a nice even fashion so that when they go together it creates a nice even dome. Alrighty, so I have it all set up with my ground clamp on one of the nuts, as well as a nice bright light so I'm able to see through my mask. There's not an auto darkening, but if you guys are going to purchase one, it'd be very handy. I'm going to actually hold this. Alrighty, so I have 3 nuts, so half of it welded together, and I'm just going to stop it here, and then I'll show you the final product when I'm done. Alrighty, so as you can see here, I'll come nice and close. Focus, come on. Well, I'll just leave it back here, but zoom you guys in. Alrighty, so as you can see, I've welded them all up individually. It was actually quite hard to get the dish shape just because the tape kept letting go with the heat. And then I welded in the center nut. I set it up, basically placing it flat on the ground with this washer underneath, and it just lifted it up, as you can see. And that way, so when we flip it over here, you can actually see it's kind of like a dish shape, as well as there's that sunk nut in the middle. Then this will be our actual, this 6-inch lag bolt will be the stem as we put it on, kind of like that there, and then we'll also bend it approximately here and then about halfway down so it kind of gets that flower shape. So I'll show you that next part now. Alrighty, so I'm actually going to be switching from this 6-inch lag bolt just to this 12-inch big long bolt, just because proportionally for making a flower it doesn't really look too long of a stem, but this one seems a lot better there. I will be chopping off the head approximately about 1/2 inch down, so it will be about 11 inches when we're all done. Alrighty, so I'm just going to set that up and we will cut it off with the Alrighty, so now as you can see we have the tip of our bolt cut off. I'm just going to take a regular old bastard file and just clean it up so it's a nice non-sharp tip. Even when we weld it there, we'll make sure we grind it down nice and smooth. Perfect. Alrighty, so up next we'll have Up next we have our bolt here. We're actually going to take it and bend the tip down and around. And that way when it's a flower, the flower head will be shaping this direction here. So I'm just going to use this old railroad tide and just heat it up with the propane torch and bend it over with a hammer. Alrighty, so since the last time we just bent over this portion on the anvil with the propane torch, the camera died. So I went ahead and welded this piece into that center nut, if you can see it nice and clearly there. And then I also went ahead and bent this a couple times just in any sort of direction you need, and kind of looks nice. And then I took two big washers, they were the 1/2-inch washers. Put them straight up, welded them on, and then just took a pair of vice grips and bent them over into the right curvature. And then after that, just wire wheeled the entire thing with a just attachment on the drill, and this is the finished product. Thank you for watching.